Good morning. I'm back on trail after a wonderful stay at the Roan Mountain B&B. What a great place to relax. Wow. I got so much done. And I didn't feel rushed doing it. You know, there were only a few other people staying there. Didn't feel any kind of obligation to over socialize. Got all the videos I had recorded uploaded and scheduled out. So very, very relieved about that. All my electronics are full to the brim with powers. So yeah, had a couple good meals in town. First night went to the steakhouse, and you know, I wanted the steak because I was craving some protein. So I got a 12-ounce ribeye, and it was a little pricey. I've had better steaks for less, but the service was excellent. The sides were very good. Not complaining too much about the price. It was fine. I mean, it wasn't, but it was. Then the next day, I think the name of the place was Puerto Escondido, Mexican restaurant, and that was delicious and quite a bit cheaper. But yeah, I enjoyed both restaurants. Got my resupply done, so I'm happy about that. I'm happy to be back on trail, even though the stay was, it was wonderful. It was a family-built cabin that's been added on to a little bit over the years, but it's definitely got that old house feel. Nice, beautiful wood floors. Room that I was in was a single private room. I mean, it's a B&B, so it was just nice to have my own little cave there. It was almost like staying at your uncle or aunt's house or something like that you don't go too often, but yeah, just really pleasant. Treated me like family. Very, very nice people. Very, very good place. Highly recommend it, especially with Mountain Harbor, the hostel section of it being down for renovations. You don't have that many options in this area, and yeah, I was happy with the stay. Very. Unfortunately, like if I make a top 10 hostels list, can't really put that on it. It'd be like an honorable mention or something because it's not technically a hostel, but definitely one of my favorite stays on trail so far. Glad I did it. Today I'm not too worried about miles. Still got that little hip issue, that strained muscle or whatever it is. I mean, it warms up and it's fine after a while, but you know, I've been not hiking for a couple days, so it's a little stiff, but it's working out slowly. So yeah, plan is today is just to go as far as I can. I can do another mini resupply at Boost Off Hostel. I don't know. I'm not going to make any plans on whether I'm staying there or not, because every time I do, I end up telling you something different. But it's only like 30 miles away, so that's, I don't know. I might like overnight there or something if I need. Maybe upload a couple of videos and stay ahead of that, because it's about 75 from here to Damascus. So I'll be there in less than a week, I hope, depending on how things go. But Boots Off would be a nice little, just a quick stop to just make sure everything's charged. I don't want to get as low as I did before. in a desperate situation, because that just gives me anxiety. Anyway, the plan today, I don't know if I mentioned that, is just as far as I can. Seems to be a very scenic area today. We got some falls coming up and things like that, so I'm looking forward to it. And we'll just see where we end up, and I will see you a little bit down the trail. Hey, y'all. Finished lunch just a bit ago. It's kind of a repeat of the usual out-of-town days. But it doesn't have me quite frustrated like it used to. I know it's gonna happen. So yeah, only did like 3.6 before noon. Whatever. The thing is, Boots Off Hostel, where like I'm thinking of just like, I might just resupply there, maybe get a quick recharge. I don't know what the plan is for there yet, but it's a certain distance away where it's, unless I did like 250, I'm not rushing to get there. I got plenty of resupply. I'm just kind of moseying my way there, so it'll probably take me, 2 good days, and then I'll probably like Nero into there or hero through there. I mean, it's not a town, but it is a resupply, so like just get in, get things done, get out. Maybe I'll tent. I don't know. I really will figure that out later. I don't like to really plan that far ahead, but I've got plenty of supply for it. So yeah, I've just got that first day out of town thing going, where I'm not making great miles because I've been sitting on my butt for 2 days and packs heavy from resupply. But unlike the other times when this has happened, I expected it, and I'm not like going crazy over it. I've got about 70 miles to get to Damascus, so I'll be there in probably less than a week, depending on events. But 70 miles, that would be 10 miles a day. I'm pretty confident that that's not going to be a problem, but you never know what can happen. I don't want to get all overconfident and say, oh yeah, I'll be there in 6 days or whatever. Right now, now that I'm caught up on videos, I can relax and kind of let the trail dictate. I can get a couple uploaded at least when I go to Boots Off. Whether I stay or not, I'm sure I can get the Wi-Fi for a little bit, maybe charge some stuff. Or I can tent there. It's not like, 3 days, I'm not even gonna, I'll take a shower, but I'll still be fresh from this. 0. That's what I will not be doing. I will not be taking a 0. I want to stop short of guaranteeing it, because I know every time I don't want to take a 0 there. I don't want to go to this town. I end up in that town, or I end up taking a 0. So I don't want to make any definitive statements on the matter, other than I'm 99% sure I'm not taking a 0 with Boots Off. I'm not ruling out like just getting a bunk for the night or tenting for the night, but nothing extravagant, more just for resupply and maybe a little recharge. And I don't know, because I sleep better in my tent than I do at hostels. Like, bed and breakfast was great, but just I didn't sleep as well as I would have. And a lot of that's because you're in town, you got Wi-Fi, I'm watching videos and catching up on things, and end up staying up late, and then my body still wants to get up at 6:30 in the morning. And I'm like, wait, I just went to bed at like midnight. Can I? So yeah, I'll sleep good tonight. I know I will, because I'll take some diphenhydramine, Benadryl, whatever, but the generic, diphenhydramine, to go to sleep. And I'll sleep like a log tonight. I know I will. Just a matter of working out where that's going to be, which we'll figure out down the road. All right, I want to take another break around 3. If I don't see you, if I don't talk to you before then, I will certainly talk to you around that time. All right, see you down the trail. I should have waited a few minutes before I stopped filming, because now we have this. 400 miles, y'all. I verified it on Far Out. I am standing at the 400 mile mark. Right here in beautiful Tennessee. Can't see shit else, but I mean, there were some views. If I just step up here a little bit, I can give you a little bit of something. You can kind of see through there, probably. Although with this GoPro, the way it fish eyes, who knows? But yeah, 400 miles, y'all. 400 miles. They seem to be going quicker every time. I feel like I just celebrated 300 miles not too long ago. But I should be knocking out, not counting stops. I mean, I generally should be knocking out, every 10 days should be another 100 miles. If not less, but like max. So, yeah. Funny thing is, 400 miles. So we'll get to Virginia at 470. Virginia itself is longer than all the miles I will have traveled that far, thus far, when I get there. I don't know why that came out all mushy. Anyway, yeah, had to share that with you. Big old proud moment. Little boost, mid-afternoon boost for me. And all the other hikers out here, I'm sure, that saw it. 400. That's something else. I walked 400 miles. Yeah, that Blaze says it too. 400 miles. Nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna have a smile on my face for a little while here. Thinking of that occasion. Hopefully 500 will be real soon, and then 6, and then so on and so on. All right, I'll catch you down the trail. Okay, since I'm moseying and not hard pressed to get anywhere, and I'm just kind of nursing this leg and strolling through the woods right now, and the trail up ahead looks okay for the moment. I was asked in the comments to go over a little bit about why I decided to tackle the Appalachian Trail, and I do kind of owe people that explanation, and I've explained it enough, I think, to other hikers that I think I can do it fairly concisely. Although I don't personally feel I'll ever be able to articulate it the way I want to. I might give you different nuances to the answer every time, but, and I don't want to say this is like my standard baked answer, it's the most concise and it pretty much covers it. So, the reason I picked or fell into the notion of hiking the Appalachian Trail and decided to finally pull the trigger on it is I found myself at 53 years old, a guy with a grown son, and my life consisted basically of working a fairly menial job. I don't need a lot of luxury to live, so working a fairly menial job, I could afford my rent, afford the things I needed, but pretty poor. My life basically consisted of coming home from work, drinking cheap beer, and playing video games or watching YouTube. That's what my life had been reduced to. And it came a point, I wouldn't call it a midlife crisis, more I don't want to call it a midlife awakening. It's like, is that what I want on my headstone when I pass? Assuming I have a headstone. I don't know. Once I'm past, what happens to this mortal frame does not really concern me, or how I am memorialized. But, like, assuming my son has children of his own, or a child, or whatever the case may be, my surviving family members, my brother, sister-in-law, his children, just various family members that are close to me. How do I want to be remembered? Do I want on my headstone? He had a great YouTube algorithm. His algorithm picked great videos. Or, oh, he was really good at Fallout 4. Or, whatever game I happen to be playing. I usually come back to certain ones, but Minecraft, whatever the game may be, he was really good at this. That's not a legacy, really. I mean, in my mind, if you're, I don't know. I don't want to judge anyone's lifestyle, but I know for me, that's not how I wanted to go out. That's not what I would much rather have walked from Georgia to Maine on there. Do something that, my son can point to when his friends are talking about their dads and what their dads do and stuff. And he can say, well, my dad hiked the whole Appalachian Trail. And my parents can be proud. Kind of an underachiever. I know my dad had big hopes for me, and probably my mom too. But, I've always been a little bit on the lazy side when it comes in. I didn't want anything that didn't come easy. If it was too hard, never mind. So, I think I said something like that in the first video. My announcement video is that I've always taken the path of least resistance, and I've decided at 53 years old instead to take the path of utmost resistance and put myself against it and find out what I'm really made of. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll share other thoughts, but because I am getting more comfortable with vlogging, just kind of talking to the camera. I know I'm talking to people though, because people ask me questions, so that helps too. I know there's people watching, and I really appreciate that too. I don't say that enough. Hell, I don't say it at all. But I do appreciate the people that take the time out of their day to watch these very amateurish videos of this very slow man slogging up mountains. But I'm trying to make the video that I would want to watch. I like watching people that don't fully know what they're doing. Couch to trail kind of stuff. Watching people figure it out along the way. And, I'm doing that both with the hike and the vlog. So I think both, I hope, are coming a long way. And I do want to express my appreciation for those of you who aren't family and obligated to watch these. Even family's not obligated, but those of you who have just saw something in my videos and you've become invested, I really appreciate that. I really do. Thank you very much. And thank you for posing questions and all the support. I'd call you all out by name, but you know who you are. You know who you are. And, Google names like on YouTube. It's hard to remember. I have enough trouble. Trail names are the easiest for me to remember. Real names, forget it. YouTube names, definitely forget it. I'd give you some mangled version of your name. But I know who y'all are, and I appreciate you. Anyway, I will see you down the trail. Hey, just got done with, I guess, lunch. I had, I guess, breakfast earlier. I just eat something when I stop. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, still slow going today. Not stressing about it though. Legs still being crappy. And you know, pack's heavy. It's just one of those coming out of town days. So I'm on a climb now, and this will probably be it for the night when I get to the top of this. If I even make it to the top, I'll start camping around 6, looking for somewhere to camp around 6:15, 6:30. But yeah, like I said, slow going. Met some cool people, but I've taken a lot of breaks today. First day out of town is always like this. But it hasn't been a bad day. Lots of, the hurricane hit pretty bad here. All down the creek, you can see where stuff from closer into town washed down. So there's a lot of, I don't want to say garbage, but like debris, like weird stuff, gas cans, buckets, like anything that would float ended up down there. A lot of downed trees. The trail maintainers have been very busy in this area, keeping the trail passable. Appreciate that. So yeah, not too bad. Just moseying, because I don't like to complain, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but the leg's just not where it needs to be today. All right, well, I'll see you a little bit down the trail.